Hey, what's going on? It's Ivan from Let's Find Retro. I was already in the middle of working on this. I actually got it fixed, but I have to put it all together. But we're working on the Gamecube right now, having a spinning issue where this is reading the disc, but it's not giving the laser the enough signal for it to continue reading the disc. So that being said, we're going to show you how to put this back together backwards. Already, like I said, already at this point, we're going to put a picture down somewhere below in this image. I don't know where it's going to be, but somewhere down there. Show you a little bit more detail right here on where we're having to turn to be able to adjust the capacitor there. So it's either going to be clockwise or unclockwise depending on the voltage, which I think there's two different models. There's a D101 and a D00. You need one of these digital meters to be able to read that, and you want to set your meter to 2K to get those readings. And right now I'm going to show you the readings here. Obviously I'm going to show you on a picture where exactly you're putting your meter at, so that way you can do it yourself at home. On my meter right now, we're reading at 369. And I believe that this model, being the 001, has to read between 300 and 500. So we're getting a great reading together. This drive is going to be sitting on this plate right here if you can align it. And there's going to be a total of 6 screws that should be going into that place. And they're going to be the holes that we're going to match up right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll just zoom in. These are just regular Phillips screws. Nothing special. Alright guys, so at this point now, we have all these screws put in together. And this teething right here should align with this one to where you just sit it in place here. I do recommend you, whenever you're taking out the controller ribbon, this one just pulls up easily. It literally slides into this port here. So you'll see it whenever you take yours apart, and it's a lot easier to put in right now that that other piece is not into the disk drive. And there we go, that's in place. You can kind of leave that hanging, and we'll go ahead and get this drive and set it on there, and it pretty much aligns, and you just push down on it. There we go. Now the teething has gone in. Right now is a good time to let you know there's going to be 7 screws going around that will hold it in place. This right here is your fan and your power. There will be 3 that is hiding underneath this, so just remember that on the power one, there'll be the 1, 2, and 3 that you'll screw down. These right here on the edge are not going to be screwed down because those will hold down this plate later on. So you want to remember that 3 here in the inside are the ones that you're going to be doing. But at this point right now, what I want to do is put the front brackets that go from the controller base, because these are very forgetful to get, and these should be to where you can't mess up, because there's only one way that this facing will realign to those holes. If you put it backwards, there's just no way that you can. Let's show that right there, it would be backwards. The holes won't align. Put it in the correct way, and you see it match there. Guys, and I just wanted to show you real quick, this is the last screw, on how easy it is that once you have it aligned in there, all you have to do is just drop this one in there, and it pretty much guides itself in there so that you don't have to be struggling so hard. And there we go, that's now put together. So I would recommend, so that we don't forget, to go start off on this side where we talked about how there's 3 hidden ones. You want to get those 3 and put those in first. That way you know that those are out the way and you're not having to unscrew and screw it all back together again. So going back to this piece right here, it happened. I had to take it apart again. The good thing is I was missing 1 screw back here, and there's no way of screwing this one in there. So the good thing is all I had to do was unscrew this one and lightly move this one up a little bit so I can be able to angle it, so I can scoot it over, and now I have access to it. But guys, don't make the same mistake I did. Again, this is the point of this tutorial, and I'll come back whenever I finish putting all the rest of the other ones. Okay guys, so at this point right now, before I put the shell back on, we want to make sure that it's working and it is working properly. So the way you could test these things before you put it all together. So before you even put all these 7 screws that we did earlier, all that, this can be loose as long as you have power running through it. Because this is all you do, is this is just the power. And then you don't have to put all this base together. As long as you realign it together and push down into it, you would have to put the controller base in, because that one's gonna have, you have to use it in order to set the timing, otherwise you can get that main screen. But let's just find out right now if it's going to work. So to get it to work, you have to manipulate the disk drive to think that it does have it and it is closed, because you guys know if it's open you cannot spin the disk. So when you do that, is you're pulling these 2 little levers. I don't know if you can see me jiggling in there, but you're gonna jiggle them back like that in a position, and then we're just gonna turn the power on. So far so good. We have the disk reading. And if everything's good, so you see there, it's asking about the timing on the calendar. That's where I was telling you, you need to have the controller in place. The game is spinning. As we can see, it recognized the game. And so that goes back to all those videos where you see, or all those situations when you see that you're having issues with it not spinning, or you don't hear the disc spinning. Sometimes just setting up, putting the settings correctly on that little screw that we showed you on the motherboard can adjust it. Right now we're just gonna go and put this back together. So it'll be a little quick, fast video, the rest of it, but we'll show you when it's all done and complete put together. Guys, I just want to say that these little clips here, you need to make sure that you line them down here, and these clips will hold on to these right here before you put the shell back on. Same thing in the back. You'll have the same situation where you're going to slide this. I don't know if you can see there, and it'll align some flushes correctly. And again, those clips are going to grab onto right here. And that's pretty much it. Now we just put the shell back on. Flip it back over, and the 4 screws that it takes. I do want to say, whenever you're screwing these, all you gotta do is just give it a snug tight. You don't want to over tighten these, because it will break the clips inside that hold the screw together, and then you'll have something dangling in there. You can hear, no noise. All right, for the moment of truth. And I guess the adjustment was a success. Again, we go beyond for our customer satisfaction. We make sure that everything that we sell is great. I love the Gamecube, even though it's a pain in the butt, to be honest with you, having to deal with these kind of things. But the game, the nostalgia of it, I love it. And that's why, let's go find retro.